The new movie of your favorite character is out, and you want to watch it with your friends Kyle and Nina. You're so excited that you're among one of the earliest people that arrived at the cinemas, that in fact only one person is in line. You let Nina go first in line, because ladies first, always. And behind you is Kyle. After the first person in line was done buying her ticket, she was able to go inside the movie theater. Now, the three of you go forward in line. Nina was the first one to go inside the theater after buying her ticket, followed by you. Then Kyle was the last one to enter among the three of you. Nevertheless, the three of you will still enjoy the movie, plus, you get to pick the best seats. As you were waiting in line, we can relate this as a queue. Queue is a data structure where you can remove and access an item at one end, which is the front, and insert an item at the other end, which is the back. It follows a first-in, first-out system where the first item that you put in the queue will be the first item that you will take out. The waiting line is the perfect example for this. Say, you are the first person to get in line, and two people followed you from behind. You will be the first person to be entertained by the service crew. And let's say you're done with your transaction, getting you out of the line. As you may have noticed, you are the first person to get out of the line because you were the first one to get in there. Just like a stack, you can also perform different operations for the queue. The first one is the end queue. When the three of you arrived at the cinemas, you immediately went in line. In queuing is adding an item at the end of the queue. Nina was the first one to be end queued. You were the second, and Kyle was the third. When the person in front of Nina was done buying her ticket, she then went straight for the movie theater. This is similar to an operation called dequeue. When you dequeue an item, you are removing an item from the front of the queue. You will then move forward in line. We also have the peek operation, where we are getting the value of the item in front of the queue without removing them. We can relate this to when the service crew calls for your turn and sell you your ticket. Note that you're still in line. It's just your turn to buy a ticket. Suppose that all three of you are done buying your tickets, and the service crew calls for the next person in line. But apparently, nobody has arrived yet since the three of you did. This operation is called isEmpty, where it checks if the queue is empty. And of course, lastly, we have the opposite, which is the isFull operation, where it checks if the queue is full. In summary, queue is a data structure where you can remove and access an item at one end, which is the front, and insert an item at the other end, which is the back. It follows a first-in, first-out system where the first item that you put in the queue will be the first item that you will take out. It has the following operations. In queue, when you add an item at the end of the queue. The queue, when you are removing an item from the front of the queue. Peek, where we get the value of the item in front of the queue without removing them. isEmpty, where we check if the queue is empty. And lastly, isFull, where we check if the queue is full.